Good morning, one and all. I'm Harshita Maru of first year from Department of Pharmaceutical Engineering, B.V. Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur. On this beautiful morning, I welcome you all to the webinar. This webinar promotes entrepreneurship and educates students about it. We'll mainly deal with how to plan for startup and legal and ethical steps. Now, I invite Dr. P. Vishnu Garu, HOD of Pharmaceutical Department, to share his valuable information.
Good morning. Is it audible? Yeah. Good morning. Greetings, everyone. I am delighted and happy that we are conducting a webinar on startup and entrepreneurship. So this is the first event for in this quarter. Hope everyone will utilize this one and this opportunity. And thanks to A. Shivamallikarjun Reddy Garu from other intelligence, and thanks to other chief guests and delegates, and we are very happy to conduct this event. Thank you, sir. Hello, is it audible?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Your voice got broke in between. Hello. Sir, I think you are on mute.
Sir, Shiva, sir.
Yeah, audible.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. We are happy to conduct this event and also uh, giving presentation on startup and entrepreneurship to our students and other students and delegates whoever actively participated in this.
The voice is breaking. Is it for me or for everybody? It's not clear. Hello.
Good morning, all. Sorry for the interruptions. Because of the internet, I couldn't able to speak. I'm Siddharth, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Engineering. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mallikarjun, sir. It's very happy. I'm very delighted that you have invited, you have accepted our invitation. Floor is yours, sir. You can speak on this, on the on the webinar. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the invitation. And it's an honor and opportunity, great opportunity to interact with everybody. So to keep the webinar very interactive, can everybody put on your cams if it is possible so that we can see your faces who all are attending? Is it possible that you can put on your cams?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Due to poor internet connection, people cannot on their videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us know, like, what is the target audience? The total number of strength now who is attending the webinar is 30 people.
Yeah.
All of them are from pharmaceutical engineering or from different departments?
They are from the entire engineering college. They are from other departments as well, like ECE, triple. So they are okay. I mean, they are just here as a they have attended as an to become an entrepreneur, not just a pharmaceutical engineering.
Okay.
But anything apart from the pharmaceutical is also fine, sir. Audience is from other engineering departments as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody who is attending the session want to become an entrepreneur. Is that what the inference is?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. See, like, can I share only meeting? Yeah. Can you give me the access for presenting my screen?
Yes, sir. We have already given.
No, only meeting organizers can present the screen.
Okay.
That's what
Now we are giving it, sir. Now. Now you can present. I think so, sir. Just.
Yeah.
So we have given the option to present, sir. Are you able to present?
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
ఒకసారి అక్కడ సిస్టమ్ ఆన్ చేసుకుని మ్యూట్ చేస్తాను. Any problem with the screen sharing?
Nothing. There are some privacy settings which I have to give access to share my screen.
Okay.
It's done. I'm sharing it. 1 second. Is my
Okay.
screen visible to you?
Yes, yes, you are visible to us.
My screen.
No, not your screen is not visible to me.
1 second.
Sir, screen is visible, sir.
Yeah. Now.
Now also it is not visible, sir.
It is not visible to you. My screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, not yet.
It should be. It has been presented.
We can only see you, sir, not the screen.
I don't know. I'm sharing my screen. Share content. Now?
Not yet, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. So myself, I am Shiva. To keep the session very interactive and explore more or share more knowledge, try to ask as many questions as possible. I try to keep all the content which I have learned or which I thought of sharing with you, I have included in the slides. But if I miss something or you have any specific questions to be answered, please raise your hands at any given point of time and just you can shoot your questions. I have divided the session in 3 parts. That is about me, why we started, what we have done with our startup, and the fundamentals, what I have learned about starting or being an entrepreneur. Okay. Am I audible now?
You are audible, sir.
Yeah, fine then. So about myself, I come from a tier 2 city called Tadipatri. Why I'm giving my introduction from my education or where I have studied. The reason being, you can understand the type of skill set you need to have to become an entrepreneur, or the type of knowledge you need to have to become an entrepreneur. So I come from very tier 2 cities called Tadipatri from Anantapur district. And after that, I did my graduation in some college from Madanpalli Pharmacy. It's a waste college, literally waste college. I wasted my complete 4 years there. So I took a gap of 1 year. Being an explorer, I want to do something, build something. That urge or that appetite is there. So I took a gap of 1 year. So explored and got some very good ranks in GPAT, NIPER, and PG set. I got admission into Vishnu College of Pharmacy in Bhimavaram. There in the very first week itself, I got to attend, means they selected few people from the entire campus to attend this session on entrepreneurship. It is a 3-day workshop where they try to explain what is I never knew the word entrepreneur. The word, it means I have, even if I have the urge or the type of temperament to do something new or build something, but I never heard the word entrepreneur. That is, this is a workshop where I heard about entrepreneurship. So what you'll do immediately, I went internet or talk with the people who are my mentors. What is entrepreneurship? You are trying to build something new, or you are trying to give a new value proposition into the market. In 2011-12, I did my master's from Vishnu College of Pharmacy, and I have few ideas about building a new company, building a new product, but I hold it. Like then, what happened? I joined a corporate company. Like the company name is IQVIA. It is the topmost CRO, like clinical research organization. On day one, I realized that the job will not fit for me. Means I'm not the right person to do that job, or the job is not suitable for me. Coming from very we call a upper middle class family, or coming from we do not have any knowledge about the market. I thought of staying with the job for a few days or few months. I may be wrong. My judgments may be wrong. Like you don't know anything, so you just stay here. You do this job, wait for few months or 1 year, and see if your judgments are wrong. Even after 1.5 years, my intuition is the same. Like I did not like the job. I want to move out and do something new. So in 2014, I quit the job because of my good relationship with Ramesh sir, who is a current principal at Viper. I joined as a research scholar in Viper. 2014 to 16, I wanted to do my PhD. I wanted to do research. So there I explored my research on Alzheimer's disease. By 2016, I completed the project. So then I took a decision that I have to start company. I want to be an entrepreneur, jump into the ocean and swim, try to swim at least. That is how we started 2016 with two people. Vishnu Raju sir and Ravichandran sir were kind enough to provide us space at BVRIT City Center. We started our company at BVRIT City Center. So what we did with that company is, coming from a research background, I tried to explore the research part, like build some products using the research knowledge what I have. So we built oxygen nanobubbles to deliver oxygen through intravascular route for critical care patients. And we built a few other pulmonary drug delivery systems. So that is what we did with all the life sciences. And we generated 9 and plus total 12 patents. 3 got granted. You can see the images of the granted patents in we got Best Innovation Award from Government of Telangana, Biotechnology Ignition Grant, and Technology Development Board. Several accolades we got. So we licensed a couple of products also. The patents what we have got, we licensed them to large companies. And that was not sufficient, like just building some products and doing in a limited space with a team of 7 or 8 people. I thought I want to do something big or larger than life, then again take a risk. So we started Odd Intelligence. It's all the intelligence is about patient-centric health tech platform. Like it's kind of application for hospitals. So similarly, Ola is an application for passengers and drivers. Ours is a platform for hospitals and patients. So what we do with our platform is we help to digitize all the data generated in the hospitals, any minor data like symptoms, assessments, prescriptions, diagnostic tests. All the data is digitized in real time, and we make sure that we provide analytics as well as interpretations, clinical relationships for the doctors. You can see in the screen one this is one clinical relationship mapping. This is what we have built, and we have filed for patent as well for that. And our platform is deployed in 42 hospitals as of now. This we started in 2019. And this is one of the other asthma relationships for several symptoms, for what are the causes, what is the etiology, what is the comorbidities, what is the routine monitoring, what is the diagnosis, what is the prescription. Several relationships related to clinical data. We try to build such kind of clinical relationships for all the symptoms and all the diseases and whatnot. We have built more than 1 billion clinical relationships. For this, we are selected for Stanford Seed Spark as one of the few people from the country. This is my journey. Like, this is where we stand. We want to expand this. We want to scale this process, and we want to make it a huge company. That is where we stand as of now. I'll stop here. Take a break. You can ask any questions related to that.
Participants, I have allowed the mic, so if anyone want to speak, they can speak. They can unmute themselves and can speak. I think you can continue, sir. I think they don't have any doubts till now, probably. If you have any doubts, you can just post the doubts in a text message also. Okay. Yeah. Continue, sir.
Yeah. It's nothing like some silly questions or stupid questions. Don't think in that horizon. Everybody is learning here. Try to shoot questions if you want to learn, if you want to explore new knowledge. This is what our startup in a glimpse. So I can speak about our startup, what we are doing in for more than 1 hour. So I just make it a cut short. So the second part is the fundamentals, what I have learned through the journey of this 5 years. What is the fundamental difference between a startup and a business? So someone start a kirana store, someone start a artificial intelligence or machine learning company in an incubator or in a garage. What is the fundamental difference? Can somebody try to answer or interpret that? Anybody, like it can be any staff or students. Hello. Hello.
So startup take few years for success, but business may grow rapidly.
Okay. Great. Any other answer? Please try to open up yourself and speak, because this is not a physical session. We cannot see your faces, it's virtual, like as if I am speaking for myself. There will not be any importance if I keep speaking like this. Try to explore, like this is where you can make a lot of mistakes. As a student, this is where we can make a lot of mistakes, learn and explore again, and they can do new mistakes. Try to open up, don't hesitate to speak, don't have any inferiority complex. Okay.
So may I?
Please.
I think startup is just the initial idea of your business, or the initial grounds to the work that you're trying to put in, and business is the improvised culture of your idea.
Yeah. Anybody else? Sure. So the difference between a startup and business is the value proposition. I think you can see on my screen, like, yeah.
Yes, sir.
A startup starts with an idea. Okay, like something new into the market, something, a new service or product into the market. Then it comes into a pre-market. For example, way back in 2008 or 9 in India, I'm speaking, the e-commerce market is in the vision state. Okay, in 2008 and 9. By 2010-11 time, it became into pre-market. Pre-market is somebody in the industries or somebody in the venture capitalists or angel networks started looking at it. Like this is going to be a new industry. This is going to be something big in the future down the line, 5 to 10 years. Then comes the pseudo market. Pseudo market in the sense where people think that this market is done. Coming to e-commerce, by 2014 and 15, everybody thought that e-commerce market is very occupied, very saturated. But that is not the fact. That was not actually the fact. Then comes the phase where the market is ready. Market is ready. E-commerce was ready by 2016, 2017. Majority, like you take because of the internet penetration or digitization, a lot of players came into picture, and 8 to 10% of the retail market was converted into e-commerce. That is when the market is ready. And market was saturated by 2020, where you have the growth is limited. This is where a new value proposition coming to picture. So for example, Flipkart, Amazon's came in 2009 and 2011, 12 kind of years. And now you have new age companies, like you take supply chain management companies like Bozongo, or human resource capital management companies like Darwin Box, which help for e-commerce companies as well as large size companies. For an established market, a new value proposition will come into picture with an idea that will take this cycle again and reach a market saturation state. This is how a market cycle will happen. Generally, a startup will come, a company which is looking in this area like vision or pre-market stage, you call it as a startup. Any company penetrating at this stage. A company which is incorporated, which is working at this stage, like market ready, you have ready market. You take a supermarket, or you take a kirana store, or you take a hotel. The market is ready. The only thing what you have to do is just go into the market, establish your store, and do enough marketing in that area. Now e-commerce is also in this stage, like general e-commerce. You have specific e-commerce marketplaces like Nika or Misho, which are in this state, like pseudo market stage, which will be growing in the coming years. So that fundamental difference between a startup and a business is they offer a new value proposition, a new service into the market, which is not available at that time. So value proposition, as I told, the Swiggy part, their value proposition is no minimum order food delivery. Before Swiggy, the things were like, if somebody wanted to have food, they have to go to restaurant, order, and eat the food and come out of the hotel restaurant. But when Swiggy or Zomato's came into picture, they utilized the penetration of digitization. They utilized their capability or their expertise in supply chain management, build processes to deliver food online. That is a value proposition they brought into the picture. PhonePe, the financial transaction convenience. Earlier, we used to go to banks or ATMs to do financial transactions or use credit card or debit card. Because of PhonePe or Bharat Pays or any Google Pays, WhatsApp Pay, we were able to do financial transactions with convenience. Similar thing, Ola, they connected the passengers and drivers. Darwin Box, they manage the employee lifecycle management. This is an Hyderabad company which recently became a unicorn. A unicorn is a $1 billion valued company. First company from Hyderabad to become an unicorn, Darwin Box. And Unifor, this is conversational AI and automation. Like when you open a new website, a chatbot will come up and ask you some questions. If you have any requests, please type here. Please voice chatbots and text chatbots. These are different startups which are offering different value propositions in their industry. So I kept PhonePe in what you called in a different color. The reason being, PhonePe or any fintech company arised because of the regulations. UPIs, which you call as Unified Payment Interface, because of government introduced that, PhonePe came into picture. Without UPI, there is no PhonePe or Google Pays or any fintech company. The startup penetration or the startup growth also depends on the regulations. Precisely in case of fintech companies, Swiggy don't have any specific regulations, or Ola's or Darwin Box. These do not have any specific regulations, but PhonePe has certain type of regulations which are guarded by RBI and central government. So this is one video which I'll play. Like if somebody want to become a startup or entrepreneur or start a new company, this is how it will work. Somebody have a good idea. You say that I'm going to change the world. I have big idea and I am the best to do this idea. You say this competitors, they are doing nothing. I'm going to be disruptive. You put it on social medias, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere, that I'm going to start a company. And I have very good business plan. I am incubated so and so somewhere, T-Hub, somewhere like IKP or elevator pitch, and I'm growth hacking. And this is what is going to happen. This fellow market will hit anybody, literally anybody who is getting into the market like this. So without understanding the market, without penetrating into the market, without doing research on the market will hit you like anything. This is going to be the moment for any entrepreneur. The moment, literally, it will hit you like anything, as if all your assumptions, all your predictions, all your whatever your thought process will be hit like anything. The point is how to escape that, or definitely you cannot escape that. There's a wrong word. You cannot, how to handle that or how to handle it efficiently. That's what the important point is. So to first understand the market or to first get into which industry we are going to play, we need to understand the ecosystem, the market first. So if you look at the evolution of the market, the evolution of consumer utilization or the businesses or the industries, the first industrial revolution came around in 1740, where the water and steam power were invented. It changed the industries in a mechanical way. Like everything was being done manually before that. Few parts of the industry were made mechanical because of these inventions, that is the water and steam power. Then came the second industrial revolution. It came around in 1870s when electricity was invented. One second, there is disturbance. Yeah. The second industrial revolution, because of the penetration of electrical energy, the industries got electrified, or the mechanism with which the products were made in the industry were changed completely. That is a second industrial revolution. The third industrial revolution, you have a lot of semiconductors, a lot of semiconductor chips coming into picture. That started in 1969, where because of it, you take a lot of computers, a lot of electronic devices, you take Walkmans or sensors which came into picture. That started in 1969. And now we are in the fourth industrial revolution, which you call as a cyber physical systems. Every device what we are using is interconnected now. It is connected to the network. It is collecting the data. It is having a similar intellectual or information what you have. Your phone knows better than you. And the beauty is, if you look at each industrial revolution, it is becoming more complex and complex. The fourth industrial revolution is more complex than any other industrial revolution the human race have ever seen. It started in 2010-11, where the smartphones or penetration of digitization happened. So we are in the very early stages of the fourth industrial revolution. That is how the market is traveling now. So as someone who is having an age of 18 years or 24 years, between 18 24 years, what can you do? Like, where can you put your efforts, your time, your energy to make your skill set helpful for your career or profession, or you can build your own company? How can you do that? So fundamentally, any startup or any entrepreneur starts with an idea. So how you start with an idea is get into the market and do market insights. For example, in our case, the idea started in way back in 2012 when the idea was very vague, like there should be an application, there should be an app platform where all the data is digitized and stored as a central database. Coming from life sciences or pharma background, that is the idea I had. But the point, does my skills help in doing that, or does my skills help me to execute that? It's definitely no. The answer is no. So what I did is, where my skill sets are good or up to the mark is in research. Anything from mathematics to neuroscience or neurophysics, I can handle, I can interpret or develop a new product. So I started all the life sciences. During that time, I went to a lot of hospitals in the sense more than 1,200 hospitals in Bangalore, Chennai, in Delhi. What does the market look like? How are they doing it now? Uh, do they really need such kind of a platform or application? That is a type of market research we have. I used to talk with a lot of doctors, nurses, patients. What is the problem they are facing now? Will my application or an idea will help them? And at the end of the day, what is that you are going to change in the market? What is your value proposition to the market? This is very key for any startup. Like, it need not be necessarily the moment you get an idea, you need not go into the market and start a company immediately. The first part you can do or you have to do is interact with the market, because that is, you may get a number of awards. I may be very critical on this aspect. You may get a number of awards, you may get a number of accolades, recognitions, rewards. But if you are not able to succeed in the market, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So the end consumer, the end customer, the end market, where is it? What is that my idea is going to offer to them? Am I going to be successful in that market or not? Am I going to survive in that market? These are the questions any startup, any entrepreneur have to like work out on initial days. These are the different stages a startup have to come across. Initially, you start with an idea. Then you build a concept like the market insights. You talk with a lot of stakeholders, the customers. In our case, it's the doctors, it's the hospitals, it's the patients, pharmacists, diagnostics, AI engineers or machine learning engineers. We talk with all of them, the developers, and we formed a concept around it. This is what we have done by mid of 2020. Even though I was exploring, we incorporated the company and started executing it by 2019. So 2020, we reached this stage. Then we identified like this is a place where we have to be. This is a place where a lot of opportunity or scope is there. The point is, how can you reach to the next level? So hire a team, hire a developers team, and build a very niche product in the sense, in our case, we did not penetrate or we did not target all the hospitals. We targeted veterinary hospitals initially. So building a product for hospitals, when we draw it on the paper, contextual flows and raw diagrams, it became like another operating system. The application became like another operating like Macintosh or Microsoft or Linux. So, this we should not do it as a startup. You cannot do it. Let's select one niche area and see that the people at that hospitals are using it or not. So we started with veterinary care, reached this stage, the validation stage. Now we are in the stage of preparing. Now we are a team of 16 people, trying to scale the product and reach to as many hospitals as possible, improvise the product, launch new versions. This is the stage in which we are in. That you call it as a product market fit. Then here, in this phase, you have a lot of corporate structure need to be established. Corporate structures in the sense directors, vice presidents, senior vice presidents, consultants for the specific area in the sense for marketing or sales or PR, different departments you have to establish and take care of them. This, until you reach this stage, the validation stage, this journey is going to be roller coaster. It's not easy. Of course, this phase is also not easy, but of course you can delegate the work. Once you are validated your product or service in the market, you can delegate the work to your senior people or your juniors or someone who your associates or that separate wing. Till you validate, you will not have different departments of marketing. Every department is hand-holded by the founders. So I'll take you through a case study and a new idea, which I got like when I was asked to give a webinar or session to BVRIT students. I thought of how can I give a case study for them, a new idea for them to explore. I'll explain you that case study. Before that, if you have any questions, please shoot. I mean, even if it is in Telugu, no problem. Don't worry about the language.
Sir, according to you, what is important to understand the market or to implement the idea?
The first part is implementing the idea is it depends on what skill set you have. For example, if Elon Musk gets an idea because of his experience, because of his stature or what he has executed in PayPal or Tesla or some because of large companies what he has built, it may be easier to him. First thing is we have to understand ourselves. Like what is the state of mind in which I am? Am I able to manage the people? It can be investors, it can be your customers, it can be your employers. The early employers are very important and they will not come so easily. You have to convince them because you don't have anything like a large company. You may be giving very minimal salaries for survival. You have to explain the vision. Which area are we strong in? For example, if you take an idea which is into pharmaceutical product development, I am strong in research and development. I'm not strong in negotiation. I'm not strong in licensing. So I hire a consultant for that. I'm not strong in filing patents. I hire a consultant for that. So what I did is I went to a consultant, a patent consultant. I did not have any money. Literally, I did not have any money. I have this idea. I build this product. I want to file a patent. So what is the charges they will incur? So this is what I have done. This is the structure of the patent I have. This is the background work I have done. File this patent. I'm going to pay you 3 months after filing the patent. What is that I will get? If I don't get, means if I don't pay you the money, you can transfer the 50% of patent rights on your name. There we hired a consultant, a patent filing consultant who helped us in that way. Which area are we strong in? Which area can we handle? That clarity of thought, of course, no human being will be perfect in all the departments. Nobody can handle all the departments. Having an idea is very raw for a first generation entrepreneur. That's the reason I told you my background, where I come from, how raw were the ideas. That is how the startup ecosystem works. Idea, yes, it's very important. But without having market insights, without having understanding, without interacting the market, we will be hit very hard. That is obvious. That is very obvious that we will be hit very hard. The thing is that the intensity of that injury is directly proportional to the amount of time or amount of money you have spent. So first, when somebody gets an idea, it's better and you have to go and interact with the market first. That's beauty. And what I often think is the beautiful place to do it is in the colleges. The really beautiful place to do such kind of activities is in colleges. The reason being, you are very raw and you have the temperament to jump into the ocean because you can take risks at the age of 16 and 22. You can take risks. That is why a lot of Silicon Valley companies or companies coming from US are born in the garages from Stanford universities or Harvard universities. And the second reason why you can do that, it's not only your raw thoughts or your temperaments to do it. You have different departments. If you take BVRIT college, you have engineering teams, you have pharmaceutical departments, you have MBA candidates. What you need to do is you have to align the work properly. We have an idea. So Market research can be done by MBA candidates because they also want to do something new. That is an innate character by anybody, any human being. You want to do something new, but you don't have a direction or alignment. What you can do is you can just give that work to make it as a form as a team, explain to them, communicate properly to them, and build market insights from their angle, because they are experts in doing that. That is their profession is. So to summarize to your question, is it important to have an idea? Idea is extremely important, but it is only 1%. Extracting market insights, market research is the next 20%. The execution part is another 80%.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Any questions?
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
Coming from a student who really doesn't have any exposure to this is obviously my first time. What's my way into the market? As in, because right now market is just like a cloud. So we have, for a person who's owning a kirana store, the market could just be a small area or anything. Or now we have the cyber market and e-commerce. But what's my way if I were to well, I do dream of becoming an entrepreneur one day. So, my first step, as you said, was having an idea and then, but focusing on the market. But what's my entry gate into the market? What will make my idea stand out from the few ones that don't really make it? Because there are a lot of ideas out there right now trying to hit the market. And if so, there are so many levels of market right now. So, how do I understand how to get in, my way in?
So it's building a startup is like jumping from a mountain and building your craft or aircraft at the same time. Generally, what you do, you have an aircraft, then you jump from the mountain. But startup is not like that. You jump from the mountain and you start building the craft. The moment it's like do or die kind of a thing. If you don't do this today or to this month, you're going to hit the mountain. Means you are going to hit the ground and you're going to die. That is how that means. Uh, it's easy. It's easier said than done. Like it will be alone. It will be hard. That's why our parents will tell like business. Why business? Just go and do some corporate job. First thing is we should have that mentality to be adventurous and to take risks. That's the first innate trait we should have. Coming to ideas, which one to pick, which one to work out on? Yeah, definitely. Anybody who can generate ideas will not have only one idea. They will have multiple ideas. Right? Coming to, because market is not somewhere in the forest or in the ocean. It is among us. For example, I'm wearing this shirt. This comes from a textile industry. I'm using my mobile phone. That comes from the industries which are involved in that industry, or telecom industry as well as smartphone industry and chip making industry. Narrowing an idea will come only when you start interacting with the market. Just give an example of one of your ideas so that we can do it practically. How you can zero down on your ideas. It's nothing wrong. Or if you don't want to share your ideas, it's okay. I can take some example.
If you can give an example, that'll be great, sir.
You have an idea on, because you coming from a pharmaceutical industry, you may have some IoT idea, Internet of Things idea. I want to digitize the data generating at the pharma manufacturing. Okay, that could be one idea. The other idea is I want to send like I want to build another company similar to what Elon Musk is doing. I want to send people to Mars. These are two different ideas. Obviously, which one would you select? Depending on your skill set, you will be definitely selecting the pharmaceutical segment. And how you do that, I will explain in the next slides. In the case study, what I have taken, I will explain you in step by step how how you can build a product or a service for the industry what you're learning on. And yeah, that's it. Anything else? Sorry if I have missed something. You have any precise question again?
No, sir, that's all.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Onyx P want to ask some
Sir,
questions.
I have a question.
Sure.
मैंने आपको उसमें रिटर्न में दिया है वहाँ पे मैसेज टेक्स्ट में, आप क्वेश्चन एक बार रीड कीजिए.
Okay, how to capture a new market in agriculture. Customer is agriculture shop and I have agriculture product which is doing well. Can you explain me what is agriculture product which is doing well? Is it a pesticide or is it something a probiotic for
fertilizer category like potash, a potash derived from molasses, and a micronutrient product Zyme, and also coming my company is a pesticide company.
So you invented a new product.
Yes.
You invented a new pesticide or fertilizer and you took it to the market. Is it validated?
जी, yes.
Okay, so you are there in the market and people are buying it.
My customer is retailers. जो छोटी छोटी दुकानें हैं गांव और कस्बों के अंदर जो फार्मर वहां से आकर सामान लेते हैं.
Okay, so your product is there in the retail shop and people are
Yes,
buying
yes, yes.
maybe in a small quantity or medium quantity they are buying it.
तो मैं जल्दी से जल्दी नई मार्केट में नई क्षेत्र में जाके अपनी कंपनी का प्रोडक्ट कैसे मार्केट में एकदम से एज ए ब्रांड क्रिएट करके परसेप्शन क्रिएट करूं, ये बताइए मुझे आप.
Yeah, that is what you call as positioning. So how you, once your validation is done, how you position yourself, it depends on how good your market insights are there. Definitely it comes back to the fundamentals again. Market insights, you take the example of again Zomatos and Swiggy's. Zomato came in 2009 and Swiggy came in 2015. It came because I know the founders of Swiggy. I can just give the example of Swiggy. Even after being a very good position like Zomato or Food Panda, Swiggy was able to position itself. How did they do it? Because of the supply chain management. It may appear for us as if like we are ordering the food and delivery boy is delivering the food. It's as simple as that. It may appear for us. But what Swiggy has done is the logistics part. The logistics part was very poor in case of Zomato's and Food Panda. That is the reason they were able to eliminate Food Panda and compete with Zomato. Zomato immediately, because of their funding or because of their team, because of the team.
जो मेरा मैं आपसे बताऊं सर, अभी क्या हुआ, एक साल पहले इंडिया के अंदर पोटास आता है एग्रीकल्चर यूज के लिए 16% में.
ओके.
तो उसके ऊपर से सरकार ने सब्सिडी हटा ली, तो वो एक बैग की कीमत सरकार प्राइस हो गया 1800 रुपए.
I did not get this point. Can you please explain in English or Telugu? I'm not familiar with Hindi.
मतलब ऐसा हुआ कि सरकार ने सब्सिडी ले ली पोटास से, अब वापस ले ली, तो जो पोटास के मार्केट प्राइस है वो 1800 रुपए का हो गया. तो
please speak in English. Please speak in English. Hello. Hello. Sorry to disturb you. Hello. Hello. Sir, please continue. Malikarjan sir. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Hindi. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
I can understand bits and pieces of it.
Yes. Chalega.
Okay. So
any other queries?
I think sir, you can continue the presentation, sir.
Sure.
If anyone wants to speak in Hindi, they can post their message in the group.
Yes.
So that we can translate it into English. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. So please, if you have any question, post them in the chat box. So any feedback link is there, sir? Siddharth sir?
We'll be sharing it.
Yeah. Share it, sir, now. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm Dr. Neelakantappa, sir.
Yeah.
Just now joined your session half an hour back. I was in the class actually.
Okay. Nice.
Sorry, I could not join at the starting. So I am taking care of all the IAC events, Institution Innovation Council events, looking after from on behalf of BVRIT.
Great.
And we have tie up with Tigrad Hyderabad chapter, and we have tie up with the T Hub.
Great.
T Hub college membership. So these are all we are to facilitate the startup and entrepreneurship opportunities for the students.
Great.
So on this context, we are inviting the industry people like you today. We are very lucky, and also renowned persons from the management background. And IIT, IIT is where the entrepreneurship development is there for inculcate entrepreneur mindset. So the goal is being a strong technological person if they exposed to the startups or entrepreneurship mindset. So definitely they will shine in rather than getting a job, they will create the jobs. So
Yeah.
that is our goal, the goal of this ISC chapter.
Well said.
So thank you very much, sir, for today. Your session is wonderful. On behalf of IAC, we are thankful to you. And very soon we will plan a offline session where we will have a group of teams which are already in the stage of prototype building.
Okay.
So we will definitely invite you, sir. You can come to the campus and have the exposure. We have separate labs also, fabrication labs also, like Idea Lab. So where our government has sanctioned 55 lakhs for us, and management is sanctioned 55 lakhs out of 1 crore 10,000. We are building the Idea Labs, which is exclusively for making the prototype, ideation to startup stage, trainings, including the labs. And entire setup we are being made within 2-3 months. It will be ready.
Great. I'm alumni of SV, Vishnu Education Society. I studied in Bhimavaram and BVRIT. I was there during 2014 and 16. So I know well about the campus.
BVRIT, which branch, sir?
I was in Viper. I was a research.
Okay. Yeah. I think I may be knowing you.
Yeah.
I was also in Narsapur.
Yeah, pleasure interacting with all of you. I'll just explain the case study. This idea I got, the case study which I'm going to explain now, I just got a week back. I thought I just put a shape to it. Like you can take it forward if somebody want to pick that idea and choose it. So I have explained you about the four different types of industrial revolutions happened. This one, yeah. 4 types of industrial revolutions which has happened from 1800s, and now we are there in the 4th industrial revolution. As a startup, which is, if you want to build a company in pharmaceutical engineering or a pharmaceutical manufacturing, down the line 10 years, how it could, the manufacturing units could be. That is what the case study is about. So this is a general tablet manufacturing unit. What you can find in any pharmaceutical manufacturing unit. You get the raw material, you do wet granulation. PAT is about process analytical technology, and fluid bed dryers, mixing, then compression, then coating it, and doing the real-time release test. This is how what you call generally any pharmaceutical manufacturing unit will look like. In the 4th industrial revolution, what you can do to this is you can add an IoT device to all of these manufacturing devices. Say, for example, feeding a process analytical technology is there. What is the type of raw material you are infusing into that? How is it going to impact the wet granulation? How is it going to impact the fluid bed dryer? All this part is being done manually into the papers. What you can do is you can digitize that. To digitize that, you have to build IoT devices or sensors, and you can derive data from that. From each of this manufacturing device is a nodal point for your data. So once you have the devices, you can connect it to a common network. You can put it in a cloud so that this gives information to the businesses. So any pharmaceutical manufacturer want to have control over their service. They want to manage the energy. They want to manage the production. They want to how their office, the manufacturing or the labs are working. They want to see how we can model that and simulate it repeatedly. That is what any business wants. That is what you can do initially with the private clouds. With the public clouds, there is a regulatory agency for pharmaceutical manufacturing. You call that as CDSCO or DCGI. How the energy is being consumed, what is the process, what is the production dashboard, all this can be used for auditing. And finally, this can be used for the external, this data can be used for patient experience, supplier, as well as public emergencies or market demands. You can know what is the demand from, for example, North Belt. North Belt, what is the demand from that area for your product? You can optimize it from the manufacturing stage itself. So what you have to do for this idea, the toughest part, as far as I know, because I know from pharmaceutical industry and I come from this, the cloud or a software as a service or app platform building business as well. The toughest part is building this part, building a device in such a way that you collect the data. For example, feeding device, a feeding manufacturing unit. What is the type of raw material you are infusing for that? For example, you are preparing metformin. What is the type of raw material metformin need? What is the quality of it? What is the impurities present in it? If you are able to do that in real time, then 50% of this project work is done. Then connecting this will come under DevOps, and protecting it is in the network will come under DevSecOps, and you can find decent amount of developers in the market, or you can a lot of the developer data or the developer knowledge is readily available in a lot of platforms like Scalar or Uacademy. You have to integrate and build such kind of, this is what is going to, at least it will take, to my knowledge, it will take at least 7 to 8 years this one to realize or to happen in real time in the market. I hope this case study helped you. And why I took this case study is all these processes have been established from, you take like 1850. Manufacturing unit has been evolving or got the moment to the stage where they are in now. It took them for 150 years. To get into this stage, it will hardly take 10 years. Literally hardly 10. Few people from different US or Canada are doing this stuff. Nobody from India are doing this, to my knowledge. So that is what the complexity of this fourth industrial revolution. And how fast is it going? I just quote Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. If internet penetration or internet evolution is happening, we are on day 1 today. He quoted this one in 2019. So we are in the very early stages of internet revolution or digitization. Your thought process or your understanding about the market should be in such a way that how can we, to my knowledge, and the beauty is only technology people cannot do this. It is an intersection of multidisciplinary people. So you need to have pharmaceutical people, pharmaceutical manufacturing people who have at least some 5 to 6 years, if not 10 years of experience, so that they will give you fundamentals of this feeding or wet granulation, fluid bed dryer. As a technology person or as a new entrepreneur, you cannot get all this knowledge in one year or 5 years. It will take time. But instead, you can extract this knowledge from experienced people. You can just give this idea to them. This is what we are trying to build. So can you be part of? So spend 2 hours a week, spend 3 hours a week with us, with our team, so that you give your inputs. We are going to build such kind of a device which is going to extract data from feeding process analytical technologies and wet granulation devices or any manufacturing unit, so that we can build an IoT device out of that and provide services to the pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. Pharmaceutical industry in India itself is $45 billion industry. So somebody want to jump into startup or start a new company, this is going to be a beautiful idea. So I think this is my last slide. Data is going to be, it's not going to be just fuel. It's going to be energy also for the coming years. Sticking to one discipline or sticking to one particular department will not help us to grow in careers, will not help us to grow as an entrepreneurs. This is for both. Like even if you want to build your career in some very good company in corp, you want to do job, having skill set only in one particular discipline. I'm a pharmaceutical engineer. I'm a computer science engineer. I come from IT background. So I will be sticking to only that domain. That will not work. We should be multidisciplinary. We should be knowing, understanding, learning, unlearn and relearn every day. So data is going to, but I also strongly believe that we are still on day one of internet revolution. So there's a long way to go. There is no market saturation yet. There is a lot of possibilities, opportunities. So what you have to do is where the data is being generated, how can we capture that data, turn it into information and knowledge and provide wisdom for actionable business opportunities. This is going to be next 20-25 years, like how the IT industry changed from 1990s to 2015. This internet or data age or knowledge economy is going to change for the next 20-25 years. And there is a lot of opportunity. If somebody is having that appetite to do something new or engage with the market, there is a lot to do in this area. It can not be necessary. I gave example of what you take pharmaceutical manufacturing. The same thing is being done in case of you take other industries. You take Ola as an example. Earlier, cab used to go from one place to another place. Driver used to get his leads through his contacts. But what Ola did is it connected drivers and passengers. So there are a lot of data like which area a passenger may travel, which area it is going to be more traffic at what time, at what season. All that data, they have tons and tons of data on which they will be building new generation products, new generation services. So start very simple, very small in particular area, and then you can expand. But this is applicable for every industry. This is how every industry is going to transform in the coming 20-25 years. That's it. And coming to books, I read a lot of books. The books which can help you in what you call exploring as an entrepreneur or improvising as an entrepreneur, these books will help you a lot. Building hard things about hard things it's an amazing book. You can read that one. And The Founder's Dilemma by Wasserman. It's also a very good book. And the last one, The Cold Start Problem, it is launched very recently, a month or 2 months back by Andrew Chen. This is a must-read book if somebody want to start a technology business. If you are not getting into technology business, this book doesn't make any sense for you. If somebody want to start a technology business, The Cold Start Problem, and you can see in the title also, using network effects to scale your product. Network effects is a beautiful concept, and that is a concept for this knowledge economy or the information or data economy. That is a fundamental thing. Network effects, you can just Google it, you will get some fundamental idea about it, but it's a whole different set of knowledge. I can speak at least for 2 or 3 hours about the network effects. So these are the 3 books I recommend to someone who want to become an entrepreneur or build a company. Thank you. And thanks a lot for giving this opportunity. And I thank Vishnu Raju sir and Ravichandran sir and my mentor, my guide, Ramesh sir, principal of Viper. He was there from starting of my career. I met him in 2011 and he helped me morally, ethically, or guide me in different stages. And Vishnu Raju sir and Vishnu Education Society, when we are about to start, when I completed my research scholarship at Viper, I want to start some company and approach sir, like sir, I want to start. Come, you're more than welcome to start company at BVR at City Center. From there, we moved to our own lab. Now we are having 2 different offices. So it's a beautiful journey. I take this opportunity to thank Vishnu Raju sir, Ravichandran sir, Ramesh sir. That's it. Open for questions. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm Harichandana from Pharmaceutical Engineering.
Yeah, please.
Sir, first of all, I want to thank you, sir, because whatever the presentation you have given and how you said how to become an entrepreneur and how to start a startup, all these things will motivated each and every student today. And many things I learned today. And I want to thank our HOD sir, Vishnu sir, who kept all these webinars, and it will help to all the students in our colleges. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, sir. It was wonderful to have you. You being part of Vishnu family before doing something great really inspires us. Now, Harshni Raja will give a vote of thanks.
So nobody have questions?
I think so, sir.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, Harshita. I thank everyone for being part of this webinar today, especially you, sir. It was really inspiring and it's helped the students and a lot of the people who attended today to understand what entrepreneurship is and the steps we need to take as newbies. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your presence. I would also like to thank Dr. P. Vishnu Garu, HOD of Pharmaceutical Department, Dr. Neelakanta Garu, Vice President of IIC, and Mr. P. Chandrababu Garu, Convener of IIC. Thank you so much, sir, for your presence.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for Hello, sir. Hello. Can you all hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence. I'm Siddharth. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure. Done?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
If I have any questions, I'll post you in the groups. I'll text you those questions, sir. I'll share this feedback also with you, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Participants, you all can leave.